man, you already know what it is. Jay Williams, Let's Live Life, and we're back. Trying to trick people in prison, thinking you're going to get over. You got that dope fiend larceny with you, thinking you're smarter than everybody else. Or you're going to do what you got to get by and what you got to do to get high. Here you are in the real world, out in the streets, committing crimes, and you constantly get caught. And you get sent to prison. Your dope fiend larceny gets you sent to prison time and time again. 3 times to be exact on the guy in today's story. And then you get to prison and think that you're going to run games on guys that run games on guys. You think you ain't going to get caught. You think this will have a good ending? Think you going to run around getting high and not pay for it, huh? Oh, you got another thing coming to you. Today we can get into a guy by the name of Charlie Reed. A guy I spent a short amount of time in a cell with, that while he was in the cell with me, it ended bad. Time and time and time again. Retail theft type of guy. Now you're in here with the worst of the worst. Running game on guys while locked up. Tricking people out their dope. Doing grimy and shady stuff on the daily. Like I said, it always ends bad. For Charlie Reed, it ended worse than bad. You have the right to do what's right and the right to do what's wrong. Just understand that you won't always be rewarded for doing what's right. But you will be addressed the moment you're caught doing what's wrong. Just thought he was going to trick everybody. And then on top of that, the guys he tried are not the type of guys you try. You don't mess with these dudes. You don't try to run game on these dudes. These dudes ain't playing about their money. And you know what? Let's just get into today's story. Charlie Reed. You know how to seen it. You know how to lived it. So let's relive it. Now, before we get started, I want to make something very, very clear. I may joke and poke at situations, but in no way, shape, or form do I find addiction to be funny. I just try to lighten the subject and the situation and make you laugh a little along the way. But I don't think addiction is funny. I do think addiction is responsible for guys doing some of the moronic stuff they do to try to further get high. And secondly, prison is one of the last places you want to try to get over or trick somebody. Let me tell you why. Number one, this isn't the real world. When I mean the real world, you can't just have an altercation and then go home to the safety of your house. You can't just have a disagreement like you do on the phone, hang the phone up and then be over there. No. When this happens, you and that man live pretty much in the same place. You live in the same building. Your cells are not far apart. You are guaranteed to see each other after you've ran this trick on them. And once they find out that they've been tricked, they're guaranteed to show you why they're locked up. Their violent nature is going to come out for all to see. They're going to want to put on display what they did to you so that everybody else watching will think twice before they do it again. Then you got some guys that are just eager to hurt somebody. You got some men that just thrive on pain and misery. And they're looking for a reason to do this to somebody. A justifiable reason in their eyes. And then you get a guy like Charlie Reed that comes into the picture that makes it oh so easy to do. So at one point in my bid, I had a guy named Crazy L in the cell with me. Larry Lewis Lee. A whole entire nutcase. Me and this dude ended up getting to fighting. He stabbed me inside my thigh with a number 2 pencil. Who stabbed somebody with a pencil? To this day, I can't understand. Why did you stab me with a... Anyways, after this whole fight and everything takes place, this guy ends up fighting with the guards. The whole melee, just the whole big-ass thing just unfolds, and he ends up getting shipped, taking the whole, gone, poof, up out of here, right? I get a new cellie, a cellie by the name of Charlie Reed. Me and Charlie Reed would only be in the cell a few months before Charlie got himself. We'll get into that. And then I got a new cellie that was a dude named Face that ended up getting, I think, 30-some years for a cartel connect he had here where I live at. But after this whole debacle with Crazy L, I get Charlie Reed as a cellie. Charlie Reed is a white guy that he's probably 5'11", maybe 5'10". I'm going to give him 5'11", because I remember being a little bit taller than that. And coming in at maybe a whopping 195, 205 at the most type dude. Sporadic ass little just ratty ass tattoos. None of his tattoos really look good. The only tattoo he had that looked good was the one that said only God could judge me across his collarbone, which was probably something he got done when he was 18. Charlie Reed was also like 26, 27 years old. Charlie was in there for retail theft. But the fact that he couldn't stay out of trouble in prison, kept getting dirty urines, kept catching charges for this, charges for that, raised his custody level. So it takes a retail theft guy now, puts him at Greensville around me. Guys with violent charges, lifers that are never going home, and pretty much the worst of the worst that society has to offer. Now, there was one red flag that looking back on it now, I spotted. I look for it when people come in. When Charlie became my cellie, he came in the cell, he didn't have much of anything. Now, people have, if you've been down a couple years, you're going to have stuff. If you ship, you're going to have stuff. You may not have the most food in the world, but you're going to have cosmetics. You're going to have, even if it's just a small radio, some shower shoes, you're going to have your basics. Charlie comes in the cell, and he ain't really got much of nothing. After like the second, third day, in comes Charlie Reed. I'm out in the pod when I hear them pop my cell door. Sitting down talking to somebody, I hear the door clang, and I look around to see whose door is open. I looked up, my door's open. Why is my door open? I look up the control booth, and I see this guy, Charlie Reed, standing at the booth. She points to him. You're in that cell right there, going up. At the time I was in cell 24, he heads on up there. Now, common courtesy before you go on a cell or any of that is to find out who your cellmate is. Don't go in and just start touching stuff. I got stuff everywhere in here. He goes and stands at the door with his one bag. I'm talking a small bag of stuff that he owned. And he looks around the room and he goes, hey, who in cell 24? And I look at this dude for a minute. My homeboy goes, hey, Jay, you got a new cellmate. I said, yeah, I seen him out. Hey, who in cell 24? I look at him again. I said, so I go ahead and I get up and I make my way up the staircase. So you good, go ahead. Me saying that gives him permission for the first time to step into the cell. He goes on in, throws the stuff on the top. Like I said, there's not much stuff. The majority of the stuff he had was state-issued stuff. So I said, go ahead and get yourself straight. I'll be back, man. My name's Jay. My name's Charlie, but they call me Charlie Reed. Now, he doesn't know anybody. So naturally, the one person that's talked to him, being me, is the person he's going to come approach and start talking to. So I'm sitting on the bench talking to my other homeboy, and he comes out, and he sits on the bench in front of me, kind of turns sideways. He goes, so how this pod, man? This pod all right? Prison, I mean, what do you mean? Is it all right? I mean, is it jumping in here? They be gambling in here? Dudes be getting high and shit? Like what's to get down with the pod? I says, hey, it's prison, man. This is Greensville. I mean, you just get here. Now, I was on the other side of the compound. Now, the first thing comes to my mind is, if you were on that side of the compound, why are you now over here? Did the boys run you off from over there? Did you check in over there? Did you get in trouble over there? What brought you over here? But I don't say nothing. I continue to listen. I say it's the same thing going on everywhere in here, man. I mean, prison is prison. But I'm saying they be having the brown boy, the train over here. It is what it is. It's prison, man. It's everywhere. He said, well, look, my money's good. Who I got to holler at? I'm not about to introduce this dude to nobody. Because if he goes to somebody and says, hey, Jay told me to come holler at you, and something goes wrong with it, now they gonna come, hey, Jay, what's up with your homeboy? You sent him at me. His money was no good. I got beat out of the money. Now you owe the money. No, we're not doing all this. Look, man, I don't get down like that. I don't mess with this stuff. I don't, you know what I mean? I see dudes and they do what they do, but I don't, I'm not in the mix like that. I don't know. Complete lie. I 100% could have sent it to probably 5 different people in that pod that could have put him on, but I'm not once again putting my neck out there for him. He said, well, shit, I figured out. Is it a store box in here? It's a bunch of store boxes in here. Just ask around. Once again, I'm not going to direct you because then it falls back on me if something should happen. So our morning finishes up. We go in for lock. During lock, he talks my head off. I go ahead and get a feel for him. Here's the thing. He's very forthcoming about why he's in prison, but he's not asking me much questions about me. Like, he's not, well, why you locked up? Where are you from? He's a dude that just talks. Everything is about Charlie all day, every day. So I said, so where are you from? He says South Boston. Not Boston like Boston, Massachusetts, but there's a place in Virginia called South Boston. Like out towards Danville area, for people that know. So you was out there in the streets. Now, I wasn't really the trapping type, I get in the middle, make me a couple of dollars here and there, and get my hands inside the bag and keep my addiction alive. I said, so what you was addicted to in the streets? Oh, I was doing that dope. So that's what put you in prison? Nah, dope ain't put me in prison. Stealing put me in prison. Your ass was stealing to get dope. Dope put you in prison. So you was just stealing, you were stealing to get money, you were stealing, what you were stealing for? Now, I was stealing to feed my addiction, but it wouldn't be the addiction that put me in here, it was the stealing. You're a moron. It was 100% the addiction that put you in prison. I said, this the first camp you been to? He said, nah, I started off on a level 1 work center. Then I got myself in some trouble, got caught getting something dropped off, trying to bring it back in. They jacked my level up, sent me to a level 2, got in trouble at the level 2. Now I'm here at Greensville. I said, so, but you was on the other side of the yard. He said, nah, I wasn't feeling it over there, man. I should just whack over there. So now I'm over here. I said, how you got over here? Because you can't just ask to come over here. Like, you can ask to switch cells, but you can't switch sides of the compound. Like, it don't work that way. Now, if you're in a trade school or something like that, sure, they'll move you to the other side of the compound for you to go to this school or go to this class, or horticulture, haircutting, electrical, plumbing. It's all these different trades, but they're all over the compound. So if you want to do something like that, you can put in for it to be moved. He says, nah, I got a little bit of trouble when they moved me over here. So what you got, the fighting there? Something like that. I wouldn't really call it a fight, right, but they intervened and I got moved over here. I can see and tell real quick that this dude is avoiding whatever happened that put him over on the side of the compound, which means there's some foolery with it. There's some larceny with it. Something happened you don't want me to know about because you don't know me like that, and you think I'm going to go tell somebody else. But hey, I get it. This is prison, and you're probably right. So we go to lunch. I grab my tray. I go sit with the normal dudes I sit with. I see Charlie sit at the table with a dude I guess he doesn't know. And then I see a dude come through from another building in the line and says, "Hey, Charlie Reed." He say, "Hey, boy, I need to holler at you. Keep say me a seat right there. Put the cup right there." We'll take our cup and put it in front of there so people know don't put your tray there. "Yeah, I'm going to holler at you in a minute. Hey, put the cup right there. I'm going to come sit with you." Not uncommon. You hear that all the time. But this guy, this being his first day, and supposedly he don't know nobody over here, and he was on that side of the compound. He's a white dude. He's got a dude that I know that gets money. I know that hustles on this side of the compound. Talking about, "Son, let me holler at you, sit the cup there. I'm going to come sit down with you. I'm going to grab my tray, hold my spot for me." Charlie don't strike me as the type of dude that hangs out with a bunch of black dudes. So for this black dude to be wanting to sit with Charlie, it's most likely a debt or something funny. This dude gets up. He doesn't dap Charlie up. There ain't no pound, ain't none of that. The dude knocks on the table and walks off. Knocking on the table is a sign of respect. That's like saying, "All right, I'm out." I glimpse over this dude Charlie, and you can see that his demeanor has changed. We head on back to the building. I go in the cell. I was big on brushing my teeth. Still am. I go in the cell. I brush my teeth, rinse my mouth out. I just finished eating, clean your mouth out, get the food out of your teeth. A couple minutes later, Charlie comes in the cell. "What's up with you?" "What's up with you, man?" Cleaning my face up, just doing what I do, freshening up. He said, "You good?" "What you mean, am I good?" I said, "Yeah, I'm good. What's up? You good?" "Yeah, man, I ran into a dude in the chat. I know you see me talk to the dude in the chat. Yeah, he used to be on the other side of y'all with me and shit. I owed the man a little bit of bread. He got locked up, so make sure I get his bread to him." That don't even sound right. Because here's the thing. If you owe somebody money and they're making moves like that and that man gets locked up, 9 times out of 10, somebody else is going to come collect that debt. So the fact that you're saying you owed him money over there, he got locked up, and the debt just lingered in the air doesn't make much sense to me. Dudes are coming for that debt. Dudes that don't even have anything to do with it might push up on you and be like, "Hey, what's up with that money you owe my homeboy, man?" But whatever. I can't prove any difference. I said, "Word, you owe the man a lot of money?" I ain't going to say it like $100, man. A little ball, nothing big, a little ball. I see, "Oh, I'm a ball, and he ain't tripping." Nah, because it wasn't no larceny. He got himself locked up before the money could hit. Now they call wreck. Going outside. "So you going outside?" "No, I'm going to stay inside." I said, "Well, watch the cell, man. Keep the door closed if you ain't in the cell. Like, don't have the door wide open, people running in and out. I'm going to holler at you." But as I'm going outside, I get to thinking. My mind, I'm an overthinker. You just got here. You just got on this side of the compound. Why ain't you going to the yard? Why don't you want to go outside? Who would want to stay cooped up in this building on this beautiful day like this when you could go outside? Never mind. So we finish up, Rec. I come back in. I had no problem going to the yard. When it comes to the penitentiary and yards, I'm bone crusher. I ain't never scared. Like, ain't nothing you going to do to me that I can't do to you. And I'm very good at not putting myself in stupid situations. So I have no reason not to go to the yard. I come in, I walk in and say, "Hey, you mess with the honey buns?" And I said, "What? You mess with the honey buns? You want a shot of coffee?" This man's got a big ass sack of commissary. I said, "Damn, boy, you move fast, don't you?" "Yeah, you know somebody, you know some people, some people." "I do, man. Look, go ahead, grab you something. You want something?" I said, "Man, I'm good, man. I'm full up. I got bags underneath the bunk. I'm good. But look, if you need anything, just holler at me." I said, "All right, Charlie Reed, that's what's up." He gives me the spill on how he makes moves. He does this, he does that. We get these white tumbler cups, right? I get my tumbler cup. I go out there, I get some ice, put some water in it, walk around the pile for a minute, sit down with my homeboy I kicked it with at the time, and I drink my cup of water. He said, "Man, you got a live one in the cell, don't you?" I said, "Well, what's up, man?" The dude seems all right. I think he got some waves with him, but he seems all right. "Well, he been running around this bitch store box from everybody since you been going. You hit 3 different store boxes up talking about that people gonna send the money in." I see that. This dude. Like, he's hitting these sales up $35, $40 a pop, and they're giving it to him. Damn, he ain't wasting no time. He just got in here. He done ran up a $200 debt in a matter of the first few hours. Well, who am I to judge? Maybe his money's like that. Maybe he can pay for it. Maybe everything's going to be okay. So as I'm sitting talking to my homeboy, I see Charlie headed to the microwave. He's got the honey bun. He's got the peanut butter smeared on it and the Reese's cups on top. Throw that in the microwave for about 30 seconds. Let it melt up real good. Sit there, eat with a fork. It's actually very delicious, but also very capable of giving your ass diabetes. So I just continue my conversation with my homeboy, looking at Charlie over there eating his damn honey bun at this table. We fast forward a little bit. I'd say it'd be better part of, and I want to make this clear, Charlie paid those debts on the store box he got. Called somebody. I don't know, his mama, his girl, his grandmama, his neighbor. I don't know, the Goodwill, Salvation Army, Santa Claus. I don't know who paid it, but somebody paid the debt. So now his name is good in the pot. His money's good in the pot. The situation he had with the dude in the chow hall, he straightened that too. So Charlie's name is good on the compound now. He can walk around on this side of the compound. But as I've said before, what happens in prison doesn't just stay in prison. If you do something grimy in one compound or another part of the compound, it's eventually going to catch up with you. So the first altercation with Charlie, I wasn't even there for. I didn't see it. I didn't witness it. I catch the entire aftermath after I come back from an OSHA class. If you don't know what OSHA is, that's like the occupational safety hazard awareness, something like that. Don't quote me. It's been a while. But there's these classes you can take in there to get your OSHA 30, OSHA 40, get you certified to better help you when you get out and if you plan on doing construction. I go take these classes. So I come back from my class one day, I come in, and as soon as I come in, I see the cell doors open. Now I've told Charlie, if you're not in the cell, shut the door. I don't need guards walking by, and I'm not afraid of nobody in here doing anything, but it can happen. The moment you think that you're bigger than the program and you can't get touched and you can't get hit, nobody's safe from getting touched. Please remember that. My biggest thing with the door was, if the door is open and a guard walks by, he is way more likely to walk in there and start messing with shit than if the door was closed. Keep the door closed. So the officer opened the door, I look up and the door is wide open. I back up a little bit so I can see into the cell on the top tier. Charlie's not in the cell. I start looking around the room. I see another dude. I say, hey, where Charlie Reed at? He said, shit, bro, he probably in the shower if did that jank. After what, Jane? Don't ask, don't tell. So I go up in the cell and I look around, and the first thing I notice when I come in is there's tissue laying in the sink with blood on it. Like a good amount of blood on it. There's stuff all over the floor. His stuff on his mat is flipped off. The room is just, it's disheveled. You can tell a fight took place in there. So he's in the shower. I walk down to where the shower is. Don't look in the shower. Keep your head turned aside. I say, yo, Charlie, what up? He said, what up, Jay? I said, what's up, man? You straight? Yeah, I'm going to holler at you. I said, bro, you left the door open. I know, man. I know shit got crazy. Let me holler at you. I said, all right, man, you do that. I go out in the day room. I tell the lady, man, close my cell door. Now, when you get out, you walk in front of the cell. Hey, CO, wave your arm and she'll pop the door. I let him go in and get himself right. He comes out, he sits down on the bench, and I turn around and I look at Charlie, and Charlie got this big-ass black eye and a cut in the corner of his eyebrow. I said, bro, what happened to you? By now, me and Charlie, semi-okay. I'm going to say we're friends, but we all right. So what happened to you? He said, man, they moved a dude in here earlier, came from the other side of the compound, talking about I ran off with his homeboys and them, and I owed him money, and he tried to press me for the money. I told him I ain't owe him no money. He took off on me. We got to fighting. It's over with. I said, well, who's the dude? He points the dude out. I look over, trying not to draw no attention. Look at dude. I ain't never seen the dude in my life. But you know what I do notice when I see this dude? Is this dude's talking to these blood dudes in here. Which means one or two things. He's known or he's an active blood. I say, so hold back up, man. So what happened? Because you got people coming in and selling shit. Like, what happened? Look, man, I had a little situation on that side of the yard. They put me on investigation and locked me up. He come over here saying that I checked in on the people. I owe the people money and I ran off because I owe the debt. I argued with him. We got to fighting. It's over with. Something ain't adding up. Shit just don't sound right. So my homeboy's in when all this happened. So I go to his cell. I say, hey, man, what's up with you? Like, shit. I said, you already know why I'm here, man. What happened with the cell? Like, somebody was in the cell today. He said, dude came in here, seen Charlie, went up there and went upside his head. I mean, ain't a whole lot to it. I said, but he went in the cell. He said he ain't having much choice. He called Charlie his cell. Charlie wouldn't go to his cell, so he took it to where it was. You can't get me so mad, Jay. He called the man in his cell. Charlie wouldn't go to his cell. So now that shit falls on Charlie. Charlie shouldn't have been fighting in the house. I said, you right. He don't know who Charlie's in the cell with. I said, what he was fighting about. I said, Charlie was getting dope over there, couldn't pay the dope and checked in. But Charlie's saying he didn't check in. He's saying that the guards got wind of it. He failed a urine test and they put him on investigation. He came over here. It's not the story he gave me about how he got over here. Now I know Charlie's a liar and I know there's more to come. Charlie comes, sits out there. He said, Jay, you got some clicks on the phone? Click means, do I got money on the phone? I said, yeah, I got clicks. Why, what's up? I need to make a call. You ain't got no money on the phone? Waiting on my people to put money on the phone, man. But I need to pay this store box debt off so I can get some more. I said, well, you got plenty of, nah, man, I don't, man. Dude, old boy took the bag of stuff I had because he said I owed across the yard. Hold on, you let him whoop on you and take your stuff? I said, you don't need a click. You don't need a store box. Sounds like you need a knife. Nah, I'm not even trying to take it there, man. It's over with. It's a dead situation. Paid the little debt wrong with the dude. It's over with. But I need to call and see if my people good to send some more money. I said, look, man, I said, look, I'm be real with you, dog. I don't know what you got going on. I ain't trying to get in the middle of this. People see me doing this and doing that for you. Now they got me mixed up in the middle. Like, that's dead. I ain't got that much money on the phone, man. So he ends up getting the dude to do a three-way for him. Confirms he can get some money. Go to the store box, gets a bunch of stuff again. Stay getting stuff from the store box. That night they have a big poker game out there. Charlie loved, let me back this up and make this clear to you. Charlie Reed loved to play poker. That was his drop. If there was a poker game going on, I don't care what. If you was betting on racing cockroaches, Charlie was going to be there. If you was betting on what time the sun was going to set, Charlie was going to be there. He was also a dude that loved to gamble. Don't gamble in prison. You will eventually find yourself in some shit. I suggest you just don't play games, period. Just don't. It's this, you know what I mean? Let the other reindeer do what they do. So these boys would gamble right until we locked down, and they cash out about 10 minutes prior to lockdown. That way everybody gets paid, and you ain't got to wait till the following morning. I'm laying in the bunk, watching the TV, the door pops, clang, and comes Charlie. Now, he's got a bag full of stuff he's gambling with, tied in a knot, sitting next to the toilet. He picks it up, looks at me, and heads on out the cell. The fact that he's leaving with a bag full of stuff and not an empty bag tells me he's going to get his bag of stuff that he just store-boxed. Comes back with an empty commissary bag. Bright orange empty commissary bag. Nothing in it. I'm looking at this dude. Now I'm fully aware I'm in the cell with a flunky. This dude, all he does is go to store box. He don't never go to commissary because the money he would use to go to commissary, his people are sending other inmates. Now, at this point, the worst is yet to happen. Bear with me. There was a lot that came to Charlie Reed. I had a couple more stories on things that happened, but we're just going to stick to the basics. We fast forward again. At this point, I've been in the cell with Charlie probably right at a month. Now, I'd seen Charlie high a couple different times, but I hadn't seen Charlie get high. I knew he used to kick it with a dude, Bobby. He'd go over Bobby's cell. Bobby break bread with him. They'd shut the door and him and Bobby would get high. But on this day in particular, Charlie comes in the cell. Hey, Jay, you don't mind if I said, I don't care what you do. Don't have no boy in the cell. If anything's in here and they catch it, own up to it. Don't let me catch no street case because you too to wear your own stuff. I'll bet. You don't get down? I said, what you got? You got some tree or something? Nah, I got some of the brown. I said, nah, I'm good, man. I ain't coming to prison to OD and die. I'm very good. You enjoy yourself. He gets his little mirror off. We get these little mirrors right with the magnet on. He gets his mirror, he lays it down, he opens his little fold of paper, and he dumps his little bit of dope out. It's a $50 dope piece, which is equivalent to, I'd say it's probably 2.5 points is what you're getting in there for $50. He do a little bit. Throughout the night out here on the top bunk scratching. He'd get down, go stand at the toilet like he had to pee, and would stand there for 2 or 3 minutes at a time, and then I'd hear a couple dribbles, and he'd climb back on the bed. I'm a light sleeper, so if you move, get down any of that, I'm going to hear you. By morning time, this stuff is gone. Now, mind you, I've told you, Charlie's already had his ass whooped once. Dang, this is going to be a long, it's so much in this video. I'm going to have to cut this video short and do a part 2. I got to. I have no choice because there's so much more to happen with Charlie Reed before he ended bad. So a couple days goes by. It's a hot ass day. I'm in the cell with the fan blowing on. We got these little cool operator juniors. I keep mine tied underneath the bunk so it can blow on my face. I got my TV tied up there. So I'm sitting there watching TV with this dumbass fan blowing in my face, 100-some degrees in this cell on the top tier. Hey Jay, I need to use the cell for a minute. So I'm assuming he's got to use the bathroom. I said, all right, bet. I roll out. I turn the TV off, leave the fan on. I go on out. About 15, 20 minutes, he opens the door. Hey yo, he yells at me. He said, I'm straight. I said, I'm good. I'm assuming he just took it, a number 2. We just dropped the whole entire doozy ball up there. I'm good. I can wait a little bit. I'm not one of them dudes, as soon as you finish using the bathroom, just trying to run up in there and see what your colon smells like. I'm good on that, right? I don't even like going to the bathroom after my wife uses the bathroom. So I give it a little while. Probably had to say a good 30, 45 minutes. I go up there. The cell don't stink. It's nothing like that. Once again, I had to kick back in the bunk. I'm resting. Ain't no wreck on this day. They got a heat advisory, so I'm laid back in the bunk. Smeltering, smoldering, whatever word you want to use. It's hot. I'm talking your worst dream type hot. I'm laid back in this bed and I'm watching TV. And this black dude used to sell dope in our pot. He shows up at the door. Hey, where Charlie at? I said, I don't know. He just told me to holler at him. I said, well, he ain't in here, man. I said, check over Bobby's cell. He stands at the door for a minute. Yeah, hey, Bobby. Hey, Jay, Charlie in your cell? Yeah, he's in the cell. Hey, tell him come holler at me. Charlie comes back over the cell. Dude says, the problem is, Charlie said, hey, man, I talked to my people. My people ain't got the money right now. I got to give you this junk back. That spikes my interest. Usually, it's all deals are final in prison. If I give you something and you agree to pay me, you don't give me back what I gave you. You give me what you agreed to pay me. But dude was cool about it. He hands him this little fold. It's a 50 piece of dope. Here you go. Gives it back to dude. Dude says, shit, it's going to sell either way. All right, man. That dude rolls out. I didn't think nothing about it. At first, I thought, all right, Charlie's finally using his brain. He came in and when he got some dope he can't pay for, he then came to the dude. Hey, look. The dude even stood in the doorway. Listen to me. He stood in the doorway, opened his little fold up, looked at it. You better inspect it. You better look at it. Looks at it, closes it back up, eyebrow, drops it in his shirt pocket, walks off. Well, no sooner he leaves our cell, I would say it would be 20, 30 minutes after he left our cell, he goes and gives it to somebody else. And Charlie ain't got no TV. Charlie ain't got no fan. And for some reason, Charlie ain't going out in the day room. Charlie's in his hot-ass cell pacing back and forth when I'm watching TV, and I pick up on something's wrong. You could pick up on energy. I said, man, everything all right? Yeah, I'm good. And he keeps walking and looking out the door. Keeps walking and looking out the door. What he's doing is he's tracking this dude's moves. And he's watching this dude everywhere this dude goes. So I keep watching TV, a little bit goes by. I said, man, you sure you all right, man? You pacing and shit, looking out the door like all nervous and scary, like, everything all right? No, everything's all right, everything's all right. So we lock in for the night. The following morning, they call standby for chow. It is roughly 6:30, 6:45 in the morning. I'm already up, brushing my teeth, washing my face, making sure everything is straight for the day. And before I hear cell doors popping, slang, 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 clang, clang, clang. Now, the doors have been open for about 5 minutes, right? Charlie's still laying in the rack. He ain't even got up, but I know he's awake. Charlie should snore when he sleeps. So if he's not snoring, Charlie's awake. The same dude that Charlie gave the stuff back to yesterday shows up at the door. It is 6:45 in the morning. This ain't Charlie's homeboy. This is the drug dealer. There's no reason he should be at the door at 6:45 in the morning unless he's giving Charlie something or something's wrong. Watching my face, show the door. Hey, Jay, what's up, man? Look at him. I say, what up, homeboy? What's going on with you? He said, I need to holler at Charlie, man. I said, everything straight. He said, I don't know, Charlie, everything straight. Charlie said, wow, what's going on? He said, I'm going to holler at AJ, hit the button and let me in. I looked at Charlie, I said, what you done did, man? What's right here? He says, dude's name, what's wrong, man? What's going on? He said, I need to holler at you. He said, what's up? He said, you think you slick, man? You think you slick. That shit you gave me yesterday, you gave me back, you think you slick. Now, in the back of my mind, I know what he's talking about. I 100% know what he's talking about. I told you, I'm very alert to things. Charlie being standing at the toilet taking 2-3 minute pisses, it ain't nothing coming out. Him on the top bunk itching, climbing up and down, pacing all around all night long, nodding in and out. I seen you get a dope back yesterday, but you up there itching, scratching, and nodding all night long. Make it make sense to me. If you gave it back, how are you up there doing that if you ain't got nothing? Then it dawns on me. When I came back in that cell, there was no signs of Charlie ever using the bathroom. This is the day before. So what happened is Charlie said, Jay, I need to use the bathroom. He had already got the work from dude. He went in the cell, took it, swapped it into something else. Dude kept the stuff in these little pink pieces of paper folded up, his commissary slips. Took the real dope, sat it to the side, and took whatever he took. I don't know what he put in there. It's a lot of different things, a lot of things. People were crushing up bullshit-ass pills back then and making fake dope with it. There was, mocha, cappuccino, just different things you could do to make it look like dope if you wanted to hit somebody with a dummy pack. It dawns on me. I'm not no sucker, man. Yesterday, you told me you had to use the bathroom, and I'm not saying this, I'm thinking this. He went in and he swapped this dude's dope out. Kept the real dope and thought that he would just give it back to dude and dude would drop in his pocket and mix it in with all the other packs of dope he got, and some random dude would get it and he wouldn't be able to know where he got it back from. Charlie said, hey, man, what's up with you? I'm just gonna call dude D, all right? He said, what's up, D? D said, look, man, I need to holler at you, man. Get down, pop the door. I say this shit like 2-3 times. Hit the door, player. I said, why, what's up? You know what's up, man. You think I'm a clown or something? I'm gonna beat your ass, boy. Hold up, what is you talking about? What are you talking about? That bullshit you gave me back yesterday. I took somebody. Charlie said, hold up, man. Jay, don't hit the button yet. Hold on. Let me holler at him through the door. He said, no, hit the button and let me holler at him. Tell myself, let me holler at you through the door. I said, bro, you took the man dope and tried to hit him with the okie doke. But there's a misunderstanding. Ain't no misunderstanding. I bagged every one of them up. And the only one that came back to me was the one you brought back to me. I gave that to somebody else. That man showed me what it was, and it ain't what it's supposed to be. I don't know what that bullshit is. You took the real dope. You swapped it out. I'm sitting there in disbelief. This is so bad. He's a killer. You Mr. Retail Theft. You steal lawnmowers out of people's yards and catalytic converters, and you're a thief. That is a murderer. That guy is a convicted. This is bad. So I said, look, bro, you need to get down off the bunk, man. You need to take this out the cell. You need to go down his cell. That's what you're trying to do, man. He said, oh, don't hit the button. I said, look, man, I'm gone, man. Y'all deal with this. Boop. and I hit the button. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Say what you want. The man ripped him off. I know he ripped him off. I didn't say any of that, but I know he ripped him off. Now, usually dudes will be so heated when they go into fighting that they'll come in, they'll fight with the door open and straight knuck up. I said, look, I'm good, man. Boop, I hit the button, and Charlie instantly sits straight on the bunk like, oh, shit, he hit the button. I said, I'm gone, man. Don't break nothing of mine. I step out the cell. At this point, I'm irritated with this dude. This is several times now. It was another situation. Several times now, shit's been brought to the cell because you and your dope fiend larceny. D goes up in that cell, hits that button, closes that door. First, it's quiet. Then I hear D start, lie to me again. And you hear a slap. Lie to me again. Say what you did. Just say what you did. Because dude's thinking I got him when in reality, you got me. Say what you did. Then you hear Charlie, all right. I did it. Where the shit at? I did it last night. I did it. Oh, you must think. He goes ahead and he beats Charlie up real decent in the cell. I'm standing outside the cell leaning on the rail, looking around. This dumb bitch inside the cell wants to come to prison and try to rip off killers, right? Lucky he didn't come with a knife. He pops the door, comes out, says, you good? Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Motherfucker thing gonna rip somebody off. You know, you gotta explain yourself to me. I get it. Why I tell y'all don't get it? Comes on out the cell, walks on back down to his cell, stops at the dude that I guess got ripped off and makes things right with him. And I remember as I was standing out there leaning on the rail and this shit was taking place in the center, I'm like, some of the dumbest dudes in the world. I looked down and the dude that got ripped off was leaning on the rail too, looking down like this shit better be getting taken care of or he's gonna think the D tried to get him. D rolls out and I stand there for a minute like, man, everything in me is telling me, tell this dude, get your shit, roll your shit up and get out of my cell. Get up out of my cell. So as D walks off, the first thing comes to my mind is, I'm about to tell this dude to switch roll his shit and get up out of my cell. Pack your shit, get out my cell. I can't deal with the larceny you got with you. I go in the cell and D has done a number on this boy, man. I'm talking about that swollen eye he had with that little cut in it last time. That shit ain't nothing compared to what D did to him. D put knots on top of knots. I didn't know you could put simultaneous knots on somebody's cheeks and just random knots on somebody's forehead. Like he was punching him with rings, just little knots all over his forehead. Now, I can't kick him out the cell. Because if I tell him, hey, pack your shit and get up out of here, and when the guards say, well, why are you moving? And they see his face, and they hear that I'm trying to kick him out the cell, they're going to put all that shit on me. Or your cellie wants you out, you look all beat up, your cellie must have beat you up, now he wants you out. So now I'm stuck with this bitch again. Dun, dun, dun. He heals up for a little bit. And then it starts all over again. But this time, the trick he pulled was one that none of us seen coming. It's going to be a part 2 to this. Mr. Charlie Reed, the dope fiend larceny, thinking he could get over. Why these dudes even still mess with this dude after they've seen that he's bad money? Because I guess there's a better chance that you'll get paid than you won't. And everybody's trying to make a quick dollar, but all money ain't good money. And like I've told y'all, it always ends bad. Charlie Reed and his dope fiend larceny. Stay tuned. Part 2 is going to blow your mind. But anyways, the streets, these jails, these prisons, they're all just crazy world inside of a already crazy world we living in. And like always, y'all know what I'm doing. Just trying to keep y'all entertained. Oh, you're not entertained? And like always, this is Jay Williams, Let's Live Life. And so all my real ones, and there are some real ones watching, because y'all still watching me. Man, y'all know how we do. Salute.